So today we talk about the meeting plan, which is the first phase of this before the meeting. In the meeting plan, it's all about setting that meeting up for success. So we start with confirming the meeting need, which is, do we really need a meeting? Which is basically the question about, could we achieve the same outcome in another format? Does it need to be physical? Does it need to be synchronous? Could it be asynchronous? Generally, a good advice here is, if you need a debate, if you need to make sure that actually concerns pop up, are debated, and we reach a shared understanding, a synchronous moment, so a meeting makes sense. Once you confirm the meeting need, it is all about starting with why. Starting with why is formulating the purpose, which is something else than formulating the agenda. The purpose is, we are meeting to ensure that we have the same understanding regarding our 2023 targets. We know exactly what those targets mean. That could be a purpose. Or a purpose can be, for a management meeting, typically, we meet to make sure that we have a shared understanding of where we stand and alignment on what needs to take place to progress towards our targets. So that would be a purpose. Once the purpose is clear, we can start crafting the agenda. Most importantly, formulate your agenda in questions. Now, the purpose is very helpful when it comes to the question what goes onto the agenda and what does not go onto the agenda. By simply answering the question, does it help to serve the purpose? Going back to my previous example of the management meeting, an agenda item, for example, shall we buy an additional 100 chairs? You can ask yourself the question, does that help me? Does that help the management team to get clarity on where we stand and to achieve our targets? Probably not. So this agenda item does not go onto the agenda of the management meeting. Why? Because it doesn't help to fulfill the purpose. So that's all about crafting the agenda. Formulate it in questions and only take those agenda items that actually help you fulfill the purpose. And then once you did that, it's about invite and accept intentionally. Now, invite intentionally, that's easy, but accept intentionally, it's often overlooked. Now, especially for management meetings or for steering committee meetings or for project meetings, these kind of meetings are scheduled way in advance, which means the blocker is in the calendar of everyone and they also have it accepted. Now, once the agenda is clear, it's actually the moment where every participant can answer for himself the question, can I contribute meaningfully? And is that meeting valuable for me? Do I expect that meeting to be valuable for me? If you can answer that question, that's when you should reconfirm your participation. If you see the agenda and you suddenly realize, hey, that's great, but not important for me. I don't see anything I can get out of that meeting, and I also don't see how I can meaningfully contribute. As a participant, you should let the meeting leader know that you will not participate because you cannot meaningfully contribute. And that's all about invite and accept intentionally. And once that is done, start gathering the information, collecting all the materials that you need to answer the questions that are on your agenda. And then you're ready for preparation, which is the second phase in this before the meeting, which we're going to talk about in the next meeting. If you want to learn more about excellent meetings, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and like that video.